Yo, what's happening everybody, King GPL here and welcome back to a brand new Go Battle League video. Today I'm going to be showcasing some fun and spicy battles featuring Victini. I almost forgot its name for a second. We've got a backline of Trevenant and Snowrun, so basically if we see a Sableye we top left. So yeah, you probably shouldn't run this team. My thinking behind this sort of lineup is I want a little bit of coverage for Swampert and some like water types, which is the explanation for Trevenant. And of course, Ghosts would do super effective damage against Victini, which is the reason for running these two, but Sableye would just be a complete nightmare for this team. I think you could work around Sableye because you do reach V creates a little bit quicker, and you could definitely put in a lot of damage. So you could probably dance around Sableye, but that is the thinking behind this team. Now, I was not thinking I was going to see an Incineroar in the lead. Well, actually, I wasn't that surprised. I'm like, okay, this is level 8. You know, we're going to see Incineroars out here. This is just the vibe, which, you know, honestly, I love the vibe in these early battles, as I keep saying. But we're just going to swap into Frostlass. This thing does super effective damage against my whole team. And yeah, we're just going to farm up as much as we can. Do I shield up the second one? Yeah, I do. I do need to get something off against this. The opponent swaps into a Trevenant, which I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my, it's Christmas already? I know that we're raining down avalanches, but is it really Christmas? Like, this was just beautiful. This was just perfect. We're just going to spam these off. The opponent shields the first one and the second one takes them out. So happy Christmas to me. And back in comes the Incineroar. Can we get off an avalanche? We just about do, which is going to do a ton of damage. Like Incineroar, of course it's got the fire typing, but it is so glassy. And actually I don't like Incineroar whatsoever. Like, it gets to the move so slowly, even with double kick. We can actually farm down here with Victini, and in comes Mr. Stunfisk. So we're going to go for this big V create here, which is just going to absolutely melt that steel. And any move that they throw here is going to only do like 50% damage. I think they actually throw an Earthquake here, which is, you know, fantastic. Doesn't make a difference either way. And we decided, I was going to go for the farm time, but I was like, I'm just going to throw the Seed Bomb one before they reach their move, just in case. But GG's to the opponent. They're a pretty fun team and pretty much like a hard counter to my team, but we managed to dance around a little bit, take the win. They had Incineroar, which takes up my whole team. They had Trevenant, which does well against Victini. Well, I guess it's kind of neutral, but it does pretty well against Victini and Frostlass. It was sort of a hardish counter to my team, but we managed to take it in the end. Of course, the Stunfisk is not good for my Victini or Frostlass, but we can get off a lot of damage on Stunfisk. I'm going to eat the Rock Slide. I knew that I could probably just outlive it, and we're going to go for the back-to-back free creates, or at least one here anyway. Let's see what the opponent wants to do. Boom. No booms. Boom, we just destroyed that shield, and let's see, do we want to shield up the second one? No, so let the second one go. And even though that is never mind, I was thinking the attack fell, but it's actually the defense. We let the Stunfisk farm us down. We're going to eat an Earthquake just so we can keep the alignment on the Stunfisk. I'm not going to let it reach another move because Trevenant, you know, it does well against Stunfisk, but you don't want to necessarily eat too many Rock Slides, and we're in an okay spot here, folks. Like, we've got a shield advantage, and I did not get off that Shadow Ball. I definitely should have been able to. Maybe if you guys want to, you can watch it in 0.25 times speed and let me know if I should have got that off, but I do feel like I should have got it. I know sometimes with single turn moves, it doesn't allow you to get off your move because the damage is applied instantly, but it seemed like I had that for at least a move or two, and it just kind of lagged or something. This is a tough spot right here. I was expecting them to go for Bulldozes, so my only real sort of win condition is to try and call a bait. Let me see if I can count up this energy here while I'm watching. Would they have reached the Bulldoze there? They might just be running Body Slam. I know I can live another Body Slam, so I just had to call it, and yeah, in comes the Altaria. We're just going to put this thing in the freezer. It is Christmas. Altaria, it's time to hibernate. It's time to hibernate, it is Christmas. Good night, see you later. Sweet dreams, and all the rest of that, but next match, we're dominating these level 8 matchups here, folks. Level 8 is the new legend, honestly. We've got Noom Sugar 9 here, and they're coming in with a Toxapex, which is pretty much a brutal lead for me here. They come in with Medicham, and this is, again, like a bit of an honor gift for me, but I make a slight misplay by going for the Shadow Ball. At these elos, like, are, you know, level 7 or whatever, people don't really let stuff go that much. You know, people aren't really calling baits, but the opponent baits me with Power Punch, so I'm feeling disrespected at this point. I'm happy enough just to go for this, either take it out and get a shield, and come out with shield advantage. If they want to bait me, that's fine, but I was expecting the Psychic to go through. Non-boosted Psychic is livable. I knew that would take me out, but I'm happy enough just to come in here. And I make an interesting play right here as well. I know the opponent's dry on energy, so that's them up to 6. I'm going to go for this V create right here, and we're going to come in and snipe with the Trevenant. So hopefully we don't have a Sableye, but we do have a Mandibuzz, which is probably even worse. Actually, it's a lot worse, in fact. They're dark flying, and yeah, this match is just, it's going to be rough. This thing should be able to take out my whole team. They still have a Toxapex sitting in the back, so 2 games in a row we had some very rough counters, and yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to take this one. I just let this go, because I'm like, you know, what's the point at this stage? Toxapex has got a Brine, I think, loaded, and the opponent can come in and go for the farm down here, so GG's to the opponent there. They definitely got a nice team composition there, and definitely well played. But on to the next, folks, on to the next. So Victini is a little bit hard to run for sure, but I think if you maybe run like a better team composition, my team composition is not that great here, but we've got a Galvantula, a very positive lead, and they come in with a Lickitung. So I decide, yeah, Lickitung does okay against my backline. I guess, yeah, I'm not sure, I guess Frostlass would be the best answer for it. I decided to catch a Body Slam on Frostlass, which is beautiful. These power-ups would do a lot of damage, so I'm just going to get off avalanches as quickly as possible, see what the opponent wants to do. We're going to fire this off. What do you want to do here? Okay, you're going to shield, okay, that's absolutely fine. So we reach the avalanche at the same time they reach Body Slam, so this is fine. I know they farmed up to the power-up right there, so I shielded that one. And yeah, we're not going to mess about too much here. We're not going to mess about, we're just going to throw off another avalanche, which does a decent amount of damage. Now at this point I know, okay, this can only be a Body Slam. Is it possible for me to even farm down here? Yeah, so the opponent has a little bit of health, but that's kind of perfect in a way. We can actually just go in for the big farm down with Victini. They've got no shields, and whatever comes in, even if it's a Swampert, I don't care if it's a Swampert, we're going to go for this big V-Create, which is going to do a ton of damage. And do we go for the catch right here? Yeah, we do. It doesn't really matter. We get a little bit of extra energy and Trev. Shadow Ball is just going to absolutely squash the spider. It's like the shadow of somebody's boot stepping on it. And Swampert's going to throw off a move here. I do shield it because why not at this point, and it is a Sludge Wave. I don't think that would have quite took out, but it would have done a lot of damage. So the opponent, that was their kind of last play right there. Hoping that I basically got cocky and let it go. Good thing, see, that's why you always respect the moves, guys. Like, it's funny sometimes letting stuff go, but it's not funny when you get hit by a Sludge Wave. Victini into Deoxys. They can know Rock Slide, which would not be, you know, not be pleasant, put it that way. So I think we're going to fire off a V-Create and go for one and dip out, and we'll catch this Rock Slide on the Trevenant. We have 2 answers for Deoxys in the back, so I'm happy enough just to do whatever here. And the opponent's actually staying in a little bit, so I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to let you get to another one. Just go ahead and eat the Seed Bomb, but the opponent shields it, so I'm like, okay. Okay, this might be good. I'm going to keep my Trevenant alive here. Go for the potential farm down. I'm not sure why the opponent doesn't swap out here. They do come in with a Registeel, which, you know, Trevenant does okay against, to be fair. We can get off a big Shadow Ball, does about 50%, and another Shadow Ball will take out at this range. The opponent goes for the move, and I'm like, you know what? I might as well just stay in here and take this out. So we count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I think they would have reached it in like 2 more turns. So we go for another Shadow Ball. They shielded up again, and I'm like, nah, I'm not even letting you get off another move. I'm throwing the Seed Bomb right away. And we do take out the Registeel. In comes the Zoomeril. Can we get this move off? This will be close. We do just about get the move off. So that's why they were shielding up. They were pretty weak to Trevenant in the back. And that's basically going to secure it for us. I should have swapped out there, but decided just to get the Shadow Claw damage free. We're waiting out the timer, and it gives me a chance to catch later on as well, which I do decide to do here. So that's why I decided to stay in. It gives them a little bit of extra farm, but gives me the opportunity to go for this. We're going to go for V-Create, which is obviously resisted damage here. But it's going to do an okay amount of damage, look at that. The opponent is basically forced to throw. And yeah, Ice Beam's going to take us out, but Frostlass, we've got a little bit of energy on it. And I think we might have been able to just farm down there, but we do throw the Avalanche, and that's a GG right there. So that was a pretty nice match. I quite enjoyed that one, actually. Definitely some fun, like, jumping around, and, you know, it's sometimes all about getting that read in, like, reading what the opponent has. At that point I read, okay, they're super weak to Trevenant. They're double shielding the Reggie, even though it's on, like, 15 health. So at that point I'm like, you know what? I'm going to keep Registeel around. Not Registeel, Trevenant, I'm going to keep him around. The tree is dominant here, and, you know, we end up taking out the Reggie, and it's pretty much one of the reasons we won that match right there. Maybe Frostlass and Victini could have tag teamed it out, but definitely a lot more comfortable having the Seed Bomb. So there you go, guys. We've got a couple more battles here at least, and you know, Victini is a ton of fun. We're up to level 9 here, and thank you guys for all the support in the videos, man. It is highly appreciated. The Umbreon video, I expected that to be like a kind of filler video where it's like, okay, you know, the people who usually watch me will watch it, but people really like that video, so big shout out to everybody who checked that out. And the Nido King, Nido Queen video is doing really well, so thanks everybody. Obstagoon, this is a nightmare. This is a nightmare. The opponent actually goes for a catch, and I'm like, okay, this is also a nightmare. This is like another hard counter team right here. I'm trying to overfarm as much as possible to try and get maybe both shields off the opponent. That's about my only chance here. And yeah, we throw after 2. Good timing. Now right here, I throw after 1 because I just don't trust this game sometimes. So I'm like, I'm not risking it by throwing 2. I'm just gonna throw after 1 here. I'm going to get off 1 move anyway. So at this point, it's like, oh, it's a rock and a hard place right here. We come in with Trevor. This is a funny old play here, but I'm hoping they go for the Brave Bird. They go for another flame charge, so it's like, oh, this is tough. I'll go in with Victini. We see MP tie it, and it's like, oh, this is a nightmare here. Luckily enough, they go for another flame charge, and we can get off the Victini. Yeah, this was just a nightmare here, trying to take out this Firebird, and at least we have a little bit of energy for Obstagoon, but Obstagoon just basically core breaks this whole team. We get a ton of damage off on it. We'll see what we can do here. We have a little bit of energy left on the Trevenant, and we see MP tie it. We see MP tie it to the Seed Bomb. Hopefully this takes out. Let's see. It does. I think it just about took it out. And then it's a Pidgeot in the back, so it's like, okay, top left. GG's to the opponent. They're running Air Slash. Definitely worth elite taming Pidgeot if you've got it. If you've got a good IV Pidgeot, which you should by now, to be fair. Pidgey has been spawning for the last like 3 months. Definitely it is well worth using, but we've got a Noctowl right here. So of course our best answer is the Frostlass. And I think I can eat a Sky Attack here. So at this point I'm like, okay, get heavy damage off or get both shields. Let's see what we're going to do here. These weak rates just do so much damage. Yeah, so the shield up the first one, we're going to go for the second one right here. Will the opponent double shield? They actually do double shield. And at this point, yeah, I actually aggro swap into Frostlass. I realize this should be the Shadow Ball, so I decide to shield it up. And the opponent's staying in here, so I'm like, why are you staying in? Like, what is in the back that's so weak to Frostlass? So we take that out, and the opponent comes in with Obstagoon. I'm like, that is so weird. Why do you not just swap straight into that? So definitely a little bit lucky the opponent didn't decide to do that. We can get off an Avalanche right here, which will do a ton of damage. And I'm not sure, will we get off another one? I think this Obstagoon's going to take us out right here. Yeah, so they reach the move a little bit before us. But this might be okay here. This might be okay. I'm waiting my timer down to do a potential catch here as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, catch. So I would have, you know, I could have CMP'd the Seed Bomb again, but I decided, okay, I'm going to try to get all the farm I can here. These counters are resisted, and we throw just 1 before the move here, just to be on the safe side. We get off the Seed Bomb, GG's to Obstagoon, and in comes Chestnut. So this is looking very positive. They can throw Superpowers and Frenzies. The Frenzies do an absolute ton of damage, which you're going to see here in a second. We definitely cannot eat 2 moves off this thing, but this is very comfortable. Yeah, we eat that no problem, and we'll get to another Seed Bomb to take it out. Guys, Victini's a lot of fun to use. I'm not sure if you would consider double TMing it, or double moving it. In one of those matchups, a Superpower would have been so clutch for me. So, you know, it might be worth it, honestly, if you are going to use it. It's good in some limited metas and stuff like that, but Victini's a ton of fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, drop a sub, add me as a friend. And apart from that, everybody have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys next time.